The devil's on the loose and he's dancing with the mummy.
Deep from the bowels of the Macabre Theater Laboratory, we bring you Macabre Cast. There is nothing wrong with your streaming service. You are exactly where you should be, where the slush puppy machine is always on and cold. Your favorite horror mag is on the rack, discreetly displayed between Women's Wear Daily and Cosmopolitan. I'm your host, Dark Mark, along with my mold-riddled counterpart, Karis, the Little Mummy, here to bring you the latest episode of Macabre Cast, where we'll be dropping R's where they belong and adding them where they don't. Ew! Newbies welcome, regulars welcome back, and worsifers, get out of here. Oh. This is a safe space for those who remember a simple Colorforms playset could pass away countless hours of innocent entertainment. If you haven't already, subscribe or follow to my show on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, or TikTok, and tell a friend to do the same. Even that guy who, when he was 27 years old, still showed up at the high school house parties. Yeah, that guy. If you wish to interact with fellow Monster Kids or the Drac Pack Elite, follow the Facebook page Macabre Theater. It's there where you can send me a voice message through Messenger and participate in the show.
A link can be found in the description of this episode. No, really, it can.
Macabre Cast, episode 151, and all its gory glory begins now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Adoro il cast macabro.
Macabre.
Hello, Karis.
Hello, Dark.
No particular topic this week. Just good old-fashioned episode of all things horror.
You know, Doc, I've been telling a lot of jokes lately about orphans.
Karis, that's terrible. You've been telling jokes about orphans?
Yeah, that's right. What are they gonna do? Tell their parents?
And on that note, it's time for horror news. The newest shark movie, Thrash, releases on Netflix April 10th, 2026. It's about a Category 5 hurricane that decimates a coastal town. The storm brings devastation and chaos and, hungry sharks. This summer, Scream Factory is releasing George A. Romero's Day of the Dead to 4K. A sequel to The Housemaid called Housemaid's Secret will get a theatrical release December of 2027. Is that Housemaid? Is that the film that Harchat's wife made him watch? I have questions. 10 years after the film Lights Out, a sequel is in the works. And that's it for horror news. And Draven agrees. Draven, the blood-vomiting bat. Children of the night, what messes they make. Still scrolling through the horror category on Tubi? Trying to decide what to watch? Check out 1981's Dead and Buried, directed by Gary Schumann and starring James Farentino, Melody Anderson, Grandpa Joe himself, Jack Albertson, and a quick look at Robert Englund before the world would know him in a few short years as Freddy Krueger. If you like conspiracy movies, this one's for you. Here we are let in on it from the get-go. Whatever is up, the whole town is in on it. The question is, why? That's where James Ferrantino comes in. Dan O'Bannon, who wrote the OG Alien, penned the script, and it makes for a great, gory little film. Ferrantino plays the Sheriff Dan Gillis investigating all the gruesome murders of visitors and people passing through the town of Potter's Bluff. Even his wife Janet has been acting quite strange. Eerie atmosphere and ghastly murders are the real stars of this jewel. Due to many issues with the companies funding it, the film had very little theatrical release, but now, thanks to Tubi's vast horror selection, Monster Kids will be able to enjoy this creepy catch. I give this 3.5 stars out of 5.
Go check it out!
You are listening to Dark Mark's Macabre Cast, episode 151. Grim Facts.
Hi, Dark Mark. Hi, Karis, the little mummy. Hi, Monster Kids. Grim Kim checking in. How are you? I was noticing no real set topic for this week, Mark, but I happen to, which is amazing because I haven't seen anything in a while since Sent Help anyway, is me and my son had a movie day yesterday and we went to see Ready or Not 2. I've been looking forward to that one for a few months, so ever since I was hearing that coming out. And my thoughts on the movie. A little long at an hour 49. Okay, and I wish they kept it to 90 minutes. 18 of the minutes, they really went on and about 3 different scenes. There's a sister relationship this time around with the main character and her sister. And, okay, Stand By Me. Like, just easy, all right? You're a horror comedy, and they're, like, trying to throw a lot. Like, you weren't there for me. I'm here for you now. Okay, we get it. It's fine. The storyline was very, very interesting. Kind of builds on the last one. So you get a gist of things to expect. Elijah Wood's character was great. He was kind of like, I don't know, you want to call him the MC for this variation of the game that she's made to replay, and they're figuring out who's going to, win for like a vampire family of the world now that the other family blew up. And so they have a medley of international families of vampires vying for this title. And they all have to get together and hunt her down and her sister. Yeah, it was interesting. When I was talking with my son, who I'm sorry won't participate with the show. I know you get that, Mark. I wish there were more killings. I wish they added even more people, to the hunt and everything. That part was very enjoyable, but they threw a lot of twists and turns in on the story. Timothy Oliphant, I believe, was in it, and he played a real, kind of sadistic character. That was fun. Sarah Michelle Gellar's brother in the movie. Yeah, Buffy. Buffy's middle-aged like the rest of us now. That's what I'm noticing, and I guess it's kind of reassuring because she's definitely younger than us, and even these people that are in their mid-40s now are officially middle-aged. But the cast was very, very fun. Overall, we did the matinee, so overall, was it worth 2 tickets at $14.98 each and $10 worth of candy at dollar store? Yes, it was. I was, we thought, it could be a little bit better. They were showing these previews for another movie that Scream Queen Samara Weaving, which I really like her, is coming out with Jason Segel. It looked kind of interesting, another horror comedy. And then we saw the preview for a movie I saw the preview for last month when I saw Sent Help. This movie is called Obsession or Obsessed. It's coming out. It looks good. It's a horror. Maybe a little bit of a horror comedy, and we may go see that. Really nothing else too interesting catching me and my son's eye. Although there was one thing he mentioned he saw recently that he enjoyed. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, I'm about to queue up Tubi. I've watched a lot of movies recently on Tubi. Not a damn one has stuck in my head as a recommendation. And isn't that a shame? Like, a couple mediocre things, and obviously, if it was that interesting, I would have remembered it. I'm going to look at my list I have queued up, and I have great stuff on there. 70s Italian, like all my favorite, but I don't know. I get this like frozen functional freeze with anxiety about looking at my list because maybe I have like higher expectations for those movies on my list and I have to be in a certain mindset for them. I don't know. So we'll see what I find tonight. I have like hundreds of movies in this little queue and on my photo gallery of things I want to see. Of course, I'm just rocking Tubi right now, and it's kind of doing okay here at my mom's. I don't even know if I want to download Netflix. Like, I don't even know if it's worth it, honestly. But anyway, I'll just see what else I can find on Tubi for now, and I will certainly let you know if I find something else good to watch. Okay, thinking of you all. Take care. Bye now.
Grim Kim, I'm starting to think that maybe your name on the show should have been Queen of 70s Cinema. Maybe I overthought it, Grim Kim. But you're mentioning Tubi too and things that don't stick. There's my Tubi recommendation right before you came on, Dead and Buried. If you haven't seen that, check that out. And Ready or Not 2, everyone's had something good to say about it. And I do want to see it. But I think I'm going to see it the way I saw the other one, and that's when it comes around on streaming or at home. I do want to see it, but I'm going to wait that one out. Always so great to hear from you, Grim Kim, and we hope to hear from you again soon.
And now it's time for real world horror. And now here's your host, Dark Mark.
In New Hampshire, on the afternoon of October 9th, 2013, Nathaniel Kibbe offered 14-year-old Abby Hernandez a ride while she was walking home after school. Nathaniel would imprison Abby in a red outdoor storage container for the next 9 months, subjecting her to heinous assaults while threatening to kill her family and friends. Despite the ghastly conditions Abby was under, she managed to gain the sadist's trust. Nathaniel had always had a reputation as being aggressive and cruel by many of his high school classmates. But as an adult, he lived a double life, a model employee at the maintenance shop where he worked. But outside of his work, he was certainly known by law enforcement. He'd gotten in trouble for trying to grab a 16-year-old who was about to get on a bus, and later arrested for a traffic dispute that led him to a woman's house where he pushed her to the ground. He was known by his neighbors as always yelling at his girlfriend and ranting about the government. As soon as Abby got into Nathaniel's car, he pulled out a gun and threatened to slit her throat. He handcuffed her, wrapped a jacket around her head, broke her cell phone. When he caught her trying to peek out from behind the jacket, he shocked her with a stun gun. For 9 months in that outdoor storage unit, Abby was Nathaniel's prisoner. There is no need to go into detail of the gruesome acts that fell upon her during that time. And a means to survive, Abby sought to bond with Nathaniel. She went along with everything he wanted. Eventually, he came around to letting her write a letter. in which she attempted to inscribe the word help into the paper with her fingernail. Nathaniel discovered the hidden message and destroyed the letter. Abby worked on him best she could by telling him things like, "I don't judge you for this, and if you let me go, I won't tell anyone." This went nowhere for a long time. But Nathaniel eventually gave her more and more freedoms, letting her read books and things of that nature. It was one of these books that Abby learned his name. He had written it inside the cover. Nathaniel had paid a sex worker with a counterfeit bill. The sex worker turned him in. Fearing law enforcement would raid his home and discover Abby, he agreed to let her go on the condition she would not reveal his identity. Abby walked all the way home, let herself in the front door, and hugged her mother. Abby Hernandez told police exactly what Nathaniel Kibbe had done and where he was. He was arrested and actually pled guilty to everything. He is serving a sentence of 45 to 90 years in prison. Abby Hernandez has stated that after the trial ended, she has never appreciated freedom the way she does now.
Tune in next time to Real World Horror with Mark.
You are listening to Dark Mark's Macabre Cast, episode 151.
Is this something you could share with the rest of us, Amazing Larry?
Greetings, Dark Mark and Karis the Little Mummy. Scary Larry here, and that's enough about that. Hey Karis, what kind of music do you mummies prefer? Rap music, or are you more of a ragtime fan? Moving on. So after some peer pressure, I'm not going to name names, I went and saw Scream 7.
6, 7.
Again, As I was driving home, muttering something about another goofy Scooby-Doo reveal, I pondered why this particular franchise has gotten stale no matter how much they try. Oh. Because they portray it as real world. Here's what I mean. Look at the Evil Dead series, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, even Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You have Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy, Leatherface. They're all considered otherworldly killers. From the first Halloween movie, there were hints that Michael was indestructible and relentless in his pursuit of Laurie Strode and anyone related to her, as they're his relatives as well. They made Jason immortal around 6, and Freddy already rules the dreamscape from the get-go. Now flip it to Ghostface. I've said it before. How many different excuses can new killers have to go after Sidney Prescott? You get the original, and the next couple seem maybe plausible. Loomis's mom, Sidney has an estranged brother, okay. But then it gets ridiculous. They tried doing a new generation, so now Loomis has an illegitimate daughter, right? Now, without naming the silly killer's reveal, stuff happens in Scream 7. These things just aren't plausible for a human to do that a Jason or a Leatherface can get away with. Example, in the restaurant, we see the Ghostface killer lift a severely injured Lucas up off his feet, above a spiked beer tap, and smash him down, impaling him through the skull. Now with Jason, even Leatherface, who are both depicted as having inhuman strength, I can buy it. Scream, especially after the killers are revealed, yeah, no. I can now see them trying to pass a torch to Sidney's daughter as a new final girl, but I felt this franchise ran its course 3 movies ago, and that's being generous. Now let's talk about an excellent new horror film, They Will Kill You. This is a fun ride. Take a Tarantino movie, smash it together with John Wick, Evil Dead, with touches of Kill Bill, meeting a bunch of Satanists. The setting is a hotel that is home to a bunch of devil worshippers, and this girl Asia Reeves shows up as their new maid. Nothing is what it seems, and it goes from 0 to crazy about 15 minutes in and doesn't slow down to the very end. It has kinetic action, great fight scenes, hilarious kills, and some pretty good body horror. While Hollywood has a habit of chasing the dragon, meaning you see a new movie topic that has success, you'll see not copycats per se, but similar in the genre. This follows in the footsteps of the original Ready or Not, both having devil worshippers versus final girls theme, but it's not a ripoff of Ready or Not. I like both for what they are. Original ideas, fresh storylines, not rehashed, reimagined, or a requel. 4 stars for the entertaining originality.
I don't know, maybe it's me, but Scary Larry's jokes seem to kind of point at me an awful lot.
I don't know, Scary. I didn't expect that you'd love Scream 7, but maybe you're just looking a little too deep into it. I mean, I definitely hear what you say, and you make a valid point. But at this point, I just find Scream movies fun. For at least 2 hours, I forget about everything else going on in my life, and I just have a good time. I would never put them against some of the other franchises or some of the other films, or even some of these new films that are coming out that are very original. Which brings us to They Will Kill You. Yeah, again, I've heard nothing but good stuff. They don't seem to be going too heavy on the ad campaign. That's the thing, is I'm surprised they're not marketing this film more. And it seems that Satanists are making a comeback. They're popping up in movies all over the place. This is almost like the 1970s. Always great hearing from you, Scary, and it's nice when you can see it, so we don't have to.
Don't touch that dial, monster kids.
Yeah, you don't know where it's been.
Pipe down. It's almost time for the final thought.
Not quite, bro. Not before. Cobwebbed classics.
Ooh, yeah. Cobwebbed classics.
Cobwebbed Classics. Welcome to Cobwebbed Classics, where I dust off a lost, forgotten, or just plain unappreciated film and introduce it to, or maybe just remind you about it, so your spooky Saturday night might run a little creepier. This week's Cobwebbed Classic is 1962's Tales of Terror, directed by Roger Corman, written by Richard Matheson, starring Vincent Price, Maggie Pierce, Leona Gage, Peter Lorre, and Basil Rathbone. Another Poe adaptation by Corman, and why not? They are so good. 3 Tales of Terror. The first about a grieving widower and his daughter he abandoned. The second, a drunkard, his wife, and their black cat. The last tale is a hypnotist who prolongs the final moments of a man's death. Vincent Price simply chews on every line of dialogue, again proving why he is so great. Price and Lorre look like they're having a great time in the segment The Black Cat. The 2 female stars in the first segment, Maggie Pierce and Leona Gage, died in real life, only 6 months apart in 2010. To give the appearance that Vincent Price's face was melting, a mixture of glue, glycerine, and cornstarch and makeup paint was heated up and poured over his head. Apparently it was so hot he could only stand it for a few seconds. Between scenes, the actors would toss around and play catch with the prop head of Peter Lorre. Well, everybody except Lorre, because he was scared of it. So he said anyway. There's a definite creepy tone to this film that the other Corman films lack, especially in the first tale. The tagline for this gem is as follows:
a trilogy of shock and horror.
1962's Tales of Terror is this week's
Cobwebbed Classics.
The following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Metal Melody.
Mark, Kara's the Little Mummy, and all the Macabrecast fans listening. It's Metal Melody for episode 151. First, I would like to say that in episode 150, I had no idea The Shining had so many bad reviews when it first came out. It's probably because I was too young to care about reviews when I watched it back then. I've always loved Jack Nicholson in The Shining. I've loved him, period. Anything he's been in, especially in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, is a golden oldie for me. Love it. You did a fantastic job, Mark. The quiz was really good. I know it was my idea, but it wasn't my idea to do it on The Shining, okay? I just threw out the idea about a quiz, okay? But you made it about The Shining, not me. But anyway, I enjoyed the deep dive you did because I learned some things about the movie that I didn't know before. I love when you do these things because I get so much information that I never knew, and I'm like, oh, wow, it just like blows my mind. Also, it was very nice meeting Elijah Brooke, by the way, on the way down to hell and signing his swear jar. I didn't realize I was so famous down there. And I love the ending of episode 150 with the interview with Mr. Grady as the podcaster. You're too funny. I thought that was really good. This week I don't have too much to talk about. I haven't really seen much. I've been so busy and there really hasn't been much out since I saw Scream and the stupid Undertone. I did watch a movie called The Abandoned, and that was a 2015 film. And that was pretty good. The ending is surprising. It's not what you think it would be. I thought that the spin they had at the ending was cool. I would have never thought it. But it's pretty much about a troubled woman took a job as like a night watch person in like some haunted hotel or something. And she's got to work because she's going to lose her kid or whatever. And she's patrolling, going around. It's an apartment complex. She's patrolling around and everything. And little by little, weird things starts to happen. Like she'll hear whispers from this room 441, where you can't get in because it's blocked by a locked door. The buddy she works with, not her buddy, because she really doesn't like him, but she works with this other guy, and he denies anything's going on. There's nothing behind the door. It's just an unfinished room. I liked it. The beginning was a little slow, and then it got good. And I thought it was a good watch. It does end up that it is haunted. They find out later on these little supernatural things that happen here and there. And like I said, the ending is totally not what I expected. But I thought it was a good movie. And, anybody sounds interesting to anybody, check it out. That's about all. I hope everybody has a fantastic week ahead. And I will talk to you again on episode 152, where hopefully maybe I'll have some more to talk about or have some reviews on some other movies I watched or just some bullshit. I don't know. But I'll talk to you then. Take care. Bye.
Now, Melody, as far as doing a quiz on The Shining, I did talk about that was going to be the quiz at least 3 episodes back. And I did suggest people do a rewatch of the film before the questions. But that's okay. I get it. I understand. You'll do better next time around. I am glad to find that you crawled your way out of hell to join us again this week. Horror Chat Matt, not so much. Did not hear from him this week. So let's just pray for Horror Chat, shall we? Elijah Brooke was psyched, but he's kind of a celeb hoe. He loves meeting the celebrities.
Thanks so much for signing the swear jar, Little Melody. And so great to meet you. I'm telling you, this thing is worth a couple of bucks.
And thank you, Metal Melody, for all your praise of the episodes and every episode. You're always very nice about your feedback on the show, and it is very appreciated. Hoping to hear from you again soon, Metal Melody, and stay out of hell, huh?
You are listening to Dark Mark's Macabre Cast, episode 151.
Goditi questo episodio de Cast Macabro.
Thank you, Maria Monstalia, for telling our Italian friends to enjoy this episode of Macabre Cast. Well, spring is here. Only in Massachusetts, most mornings, still sting like winter. But regardless, it's the season of resurrection. Flowers, trees, and for some, ourselves. Come end of August, I'll already be gearing up for Halloween. But I digress. Happy resurgence, monster kids. Beware the moon. Keep clear of the moors. But most of all, remember, be good to yourself. This is Dark Mark, signing off. See you soon, I hope. This is a Macabre Theater production.
Subscribe us.
6, 7.